Hey Bible lovers, I am so excited to bring you this Bible today and show it to you. This Bible has eluded me for a while. Finally found one, and it was in used condition, so I got a really good deal on it. And it is just spectacular. Now it has its drawbacks, so we're going to talk about that. But it is a hard Bible to find, and once you get one, it's really really nice to have. I can see why people let them go. The paper is really thin, and there's a lot of ghosting. But if you're just a collector and you use them every now and then, that is, I mean, this is a hard one to find. There's not many around. So this is an Allan ESV SCR1, which is a single column reference edition in brown Highland Goatskin. And this is a Chant Bindery production. It is really, really nice. Now, so the single column reference is an awesome text block that I wish that Crossway would put out more, or put it out again. It comes in this box. You can see the open and close box, all that information there, and it looks like my reader, my ESV NCR in brown with the gold ribbons, but it is way bigger. It's a thick Bible, big Bible. It's like 6.5, maybe 7 inches wide, 9.5 inches tall. It's a big Bible, where the reader is a little bit, is not quite as wide, and not quite as tall, and not quite as thick. So it's a big Bible. And anyway, when you can see that it's beautiful. It's got a few marks here and there on the gilt, but it is in spectacular condition. The only really hindrance is that there's some writing in Romans, which I have no problem with. I actually agree theologically with the writing, so it actually worked out really good for me. So anyway, let's open it up. You see that. Well, let's look at the cover first. This is the brown Highland Goatskin. You have the stamping on the spine. Holy Bible, Allan, English Standard Version. They're tooled spine ribs. That's kind of a standard for Allan. I love them. I really would love to see an Allan edition with raised ribs. Just to maybe do it one time as a limited edition kind of thing. I don't know. It would look really cool. When you open it up, we also have this tooled line around the perimeter. It's really nice. We open it up, you see the Highland Goatskin on this nice, I want to say calf skin liner. It's just really nice. You can see it glimmering in the light. It has a really great look. You have the gilt line going all the way around the inside perimeter. These corners, these Chant corners, they're really really second to none. Ludlow might do a little bit better job. No, maybe not better. Ludlow does an excellent job on their corners, but I don't like the goatskin Ludlow uses. Ludlow uses a different goatskin. Like on the ESV ones, it's not a Highland Goatskin. It's a different kind of natural grain goatskin, but it's not even close to the feel of a Highland. Now the original ESV ones were bound by Chant. They had Highland Goatskin, so maybe not the original, but maybe the second gen were bound by Chant, and they were might not have had quite the corner work as these do, but they did have better goatskin covers. You have your regular cardstock end sheets. You see that texture cardstock end sheets. I'm fine with that. It looks good. It's attractive. The previous owner did white out his name. So you have like 4 sheets of white paper. You have your title, your presentation page, and then you have your family history information. You have your first title page that's kind of a join to the family history, and then your big title page Crossway title page. So when we open this up, you'll see kind of the Achilles heel of this edition. It's the Chinese printing from 2007. So this is the 2007 text edition. You see the title there. Sorry for the shadowing. You see the title, the single column reference edition, and it's the 2007. This text block was produced by Crossway. This is the worst of all the single column verse by verse text blocks. It's just not a great text block. That's the biggest hindrance. It might be a 28 GSM, maybe. I couldn't find the specs on it. Some of you might be able to correct me on that. But there is a lot of ghosting in this edition, and you'll see that when we get into the text. I'm also going to do a comparison video between the US printing of this text block with the thicker paper. Maybe I think that might be a 36 GSM paper compared to the Chinese printing on the thinner paper. So, but that'll be a separate video altogether. So I'm going to kind of run through this one and show you guys kind of the layout. You have your preface, and you get to your features, which is really cool. Always read this stuff. If you're new, this is a new Bible to you, check it out and you can see a lot of the features. So here's your the single column reference layout. It's the same as it has been for years. This was probably one of the originals. But you have the book introduction there, and then you have your text is a verse-by-verse layout, 10-point font, and you have your references in the gutter, and like maybe a 6-point font. Readable, but you got to really get close if you're not wearing glasses. But you can see how bad the ghosting is. It's a true preacher's Bible for sure. It's made to be preached from, designed to be preached from. If you're preaching 6 or 7 verses, the ghosting is not going to bother you that bad. But if you're going to straight read, 2 or 3 chapters in one sitting, the ghosting will get on your nerves. So if you're preaching with this Bible, probably not a big deal at all. Because you're not reading an extended section of Scripture at one time. You're just teaching through the Scripture. But like I said, if you're reading a chunk of Scripture, the ghosting would get on your last nerve. Or it would get on mine at least. So anyway, as we turn through, you can see the layout's just really nice. You probably have a 1-inch margin on the outer margin and maybe a 1/2-inch margin on the top and bottom. You have a small little margin in the gutter, but I do like that they put the references in the gutter, kind of like the personal size reference, which it's a paragraph format, but it's definitely better. But the little space, you can see the little space you have between the where the signatures meet and the references is just enough for that ribbon to fit. So even with the ribbon slid in here, you can still read your references pretty well. So that's kind of a nice feature, where in the personal size, the ribbon would cover those references up. So you'd have to actually pull the ribbon out. So it's a nice addition. And really, I've been wanting one of these for a long time, mainly because they're just special. And they're special because of they're just a great Bible, a great preaching Bible. There are better preaching Bibles, but this one from Allan is just hard to find, and I'm just glad I was able to get one. So you can see the beautiful red art gilding, the red under gold. Allan does an exceptional job with their art gilding, and it's just really nice. Not a whole lot more I can say about it. It's a black letter text. We'll get there and you can see it's a black letter text, but see, there's some of the notes there in Romans. You have some throughout some of the other sections of the New Testament. So I got a really good deal on this Bible because of the notes mainly. But like I said, they agree with me theologically, so I don't really mind it that much. Anyway, so as we get in the back, you have a large concordance, a good size concordance there. You have, let's get past the concordance, you have some maps. You have some sheets of white paper. This is before Allan was putting in the, or at least in this edition, they didn't have the lined paper. I wish they did, but there's no lined paper in this edition. You have the maps on the cardstock. It's kind of a glossy, but it's not super glossy. So I'm kind of have mixed feelings about them. I like the standard Bible paper for the maps, and this is like a glossy cardstock. So they're not my favorite, but still pretty cool to have anyway. And then you have a few, I think 4 pages of white paper, and then you have your brown textured cardstock end sheet. If it would focus, there you go. You have your brown textured cardstock end sheet. Also, you know, this goes without saying, but I'll go ahead and say it. This tabbed into the block here. That's how the cover is attached to the block. And on the back, you can see Allan binding, all caps. And that's just really nice corner work on the back as well. I'm a huge fan of Chant bindery, and my Allan NCRs, ESV NCRs are all Chant. I don't have any Charfleet. I probably should get one and do a comparison between those two, but I just love the Chant bindery. Really a big fan of the work they produce. So anyway, this Bible again is really hard to find. Glad I have one, and glad I was able to share it with you guys. If you have any questions or comments, please leave it below, and be sure to subscribe so that you're eligible for giveaways and all kind of cool stuff. And you'll get notifications when I post new Bible reviews and all that good stuff. Thank you guys for watching. God bless.